Good morning, everybody. Nicky Hawkins here. The morning after the game before, and I thought I'd do it live today because I've just woken up. It, oh dear, oh Lord, that's live TV for you. Yes, the morning after the game before, just got back from Sunderland. Long journey there, long journey home. Why does the camera keep on moving around like that? Hold on one second. There we go. Let's pull the camera out there. Yeah, so long journey there, long journey back. It's oh god, it's going to be one of them seasons, isn't it? Yeah, so gone up there yesterday, and I wasn't too worried about it. I know Sunderland just got up, and I thought to myself, look, we're either going to get a narrow win or we're going to get a narrow loss here today. And then as I'm driving up there, so it's a fucking long old way to go up there. And we're driving up there. We're having a chat about West Ham and what we're going to do this season. And I said on Friday Night Pint, this is going to be one of them ones where we actually see where we are. We've had quite a decent pre-season, but we haven't played any good football. In my opinion, we done okay against Everton, but in terms of the football wise, it was more of the same. Then he puts out the team, and you see Rodriguez playing. He has played Potts most of pre-season, and he puts Rodriguez in. And I'm baffled. I'm baffled. And do you know what? I'm so we're in danger of becoming one of them clubs that keep on asking for managers to leave, but you've got to question that from the manager. And I said the same about Moyes, and I said the same about Lopetegui. And I believed in Graham Potter. I really did. I believed that we could get something out of it, out of him, if we give him the right stuff. And then, he puts that midfield out, and we can all see the problems in that midfield. We all know what the midfield is about. Granit Xhaka was playing for Sunderland, and he's, in his 30s. But, you see the difference between us and them. I mean, it was brilliant if you were Crabs. You know what I mean? It was brilliant football if you were Crabs. It was sideways, backwards. And the problem is with this is that these are the same issues. These are not any different issues than we had last season, and we really needed to address these issues in midfield, sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards. That's all it was. And then you see the way Sunderland play, and the before you even get into the team, I looked at the bench when I was going up there, and every player on that bench was a like for like. So he's gone 5-3-2, which in my opinion does not work. He's gone 5-3-2. Kilman, Aguerd, Todibo at the back, the two wing backs, which were fine, and very aging midfield in James Ward-Prowse and Rodriguez. And we've said this before, and I've said this again and again. When we saw that midfield in pre-season, a lot of people saying we don't want to see that fucking midfield again. We don't want to ever see it again. And what do? You see it the first game of the season starting in the Premier League, right? And the difference between us and Sunderland is we had one idea and it didn't work. We was getting the ball to Paquetá and we were trying to scoop it over. But yeah, sorry, go back to my initial point. The bench was like for like. There was nothing on that bench that that confirmed that it could change the way we play, with the way we set up. There was no wingers to bring on to sort of change the formation. There was no dynamic midfielders to bring on to change the way we played in midfield. It was like for like. Alvarez is sitting there on a bench. How you can play Rodriguez over Alvarez for a start, and how you can not play Potts instead of both of them is fucking baffling for me. And listen, I went into it, and we started okay. We had all the possession. We had 64% of the possession. Means fuck all. Means nothing when you have the possession. and we started okay. Sunderland were a bit nervy, to be quite honest. We were going into it. I thought they'd come out the traps. I was a bit nervy. But what Sunderland did is they kept on going and going and going and going. And what they was doing is they was trying to find a way. They was trying something and it wasn't working. So they tried to find another way. And then all of a sudden they unlocked the way that they was going to do it. And they started getting the ball over to the wing, and the defenders couldn't fucking deal with the headers. They couldn't deal with it. It is baffling to me. We've got Luis Guilherme sitting in pre-season, and again against Lille the other day, been impressive, been dynamic, been someone to change, the way we play, the formation, and he's not even on the fucking bench. And you've got to start questioning the manager now. Like, what did he expect to achieve with that? It is. I said this about Moyes, and I say it about Potter. It is the definition of insanity if you keep on doing the same things and expecting different results. It does not work. It does not work. It hasn't worked all season. The two strikers, Bowen cannot play that central role as a two. It was quite evident yesterday. Fulkrug has not got the legs to get beyond. What Sunderland did quite well, is Sunderland got it down. They stuck a man on the fucking last man, and they tried to play the channels, There were not once, right? And you're talking about a team that's playing 5 central defenders. Not once did we have a man on the last man ready to break. Not once. We had 2 chances. The Bowen chance in the first half, in the first couple of minutes, which was awful. Oh, sorry, we had 3 chances, which was awful place to shoot, but there was no backup, so he had no fucking choice. The Diouf chance, which I think he should have put his foot through it, if I'm honest with you. If it goes high, we score. Fucking fantastic block from the Sunderland defender, and a Callum Wilson chance at the end. And that, for a game against a newly promoted team, especially when they've done that, is fucking awful. And there's no way to change it. We was trying the same thing over and over again, and it was not working. And we had nothing on the bench. That's got to come down to the manager. That has got to come down to the manager, because that is not fucking good enough. The midfield, aging. Rodriguez, I still can't get my head around it. Why we were seeing that when we literally said that midfield should never be seen again in a West Hampshire. Rodriguez is fucking going next week. Why would you play him instead of Potts, who's going to be here for the fucking rest of the season? I honestly can't. I can't get my head around what he was doing. The formation doesn't work. The central defenders are shit. And they can't. The 2 headers that we lost to Sunderland, which especially the first one, we shouldn't be losing that header, right? And the midfield, literally, we're 2-0 down at the 85th minute, and I'm watching Tadibo pass to Kilman pass to Mavropanos, sorry, to Diouf. Diouf pass it back to Kilman pass it out to Wan-Bissaka, but we're 2-0 fucking down to Sunderland. Not once, right? 2-0 down, and we had 1 fucking shot on goal in the second half. Mate, I said on Friday, this is going to be a marker for what this season is going to be, and that is what this season is going to be. It's awful, and again, we've got the blame game going on. There was reports that there was a bust up, but apparently it's bollocks. I'd have been rather fucking rather more glad if there was a fucking bust up, because it shows everyone actually gives a fucking shit, because the players that I saw on the pitch do not give a fuck what's going on at this football club. The manager ain't got a fucking clue. The owner, Harry, can sit there and watch that football team and be entertained with the football, and expecting to, his customers to be entertained with the football. He's got to be fucking clueless, to be quite honest with you. Playing 3 at the back when we can't fucking defend, and then trying to cover it up with 2 aging central midfielders is a fucking joke. Playing 7 pretty much defensive players and then losing 3-0 is a fucking joke. And I'm really worried this season. I'm really fucking concerned. I'm really fucking angry, to be quite honest with you. I got home this morning at about 3 o'clock because of certain things and, doing work after. and they'd have already been at home in bed. I'm fucking tired today. We've got beat, and I'm gonna give it to Sunderland. I'm gonna give all the credit to them. I'm glad to have Sunderland back in the Premier League. They're a big fucking side. It's been a long time coming that they got back into the Premier League, and you know their fans wanted it. They wanted it. Their players wanted it, and they'd done exactly what they said on the tin. And the fucking worst thing is that we played exactly the same as we have for the last year, right? And they wouldn't have even had to do their own work. They just have, look, this is what they're going to do. This is how we do it. Fucking Amanson. Yeah, let me mention Amanson. I thought bits of him were good. But 2 mistakes. I think Areola, on hindsight, should have probably stayed in goal for this game. And I'm sure he was giggling to himself. But not good enough. Not good enough. And it's a bad defeat. I probably could have suffered the defeat, but to be beat like that and the collapse is worrying. The fact that we cannot attack even when we're 2-0 down, and we should be able to attack. We should have the players to at least compete in a game against Sunderland. And that is no disrespect to Sunderland. Sunderland are going to be a fucking fine team. I think Sunderland will be absolutely fine this season. But there were vulnerabilities in Sunderland, and we couldn't find them. You're not going to find any in Chelsea. That's for fucking sure. I don't think you're going to find any in Forest, who are just about to sign. It looks like Douglas Luiz and the guy from Chelsea. And when you look about, Forest have had financial fair play issues, FFP issues, and they're signing players now. And then you're looking at what fucking Sean the plant Whetstone is putting out, and you're looking at him and going, well, they want to sign players, but they can't give Potter the players that he wants. That he don't want the players that they want to give him. And I'm like, well, there's your issue. You either go and sign the players that the fucking manager wants, or sack the manager. What's the point? We want to give him, say for instance, we want to give him Callum Wilson, but he won't have him. So what can we do? We'll fucking sign the players that he fucking wants. The club is a fucking mess. The club is a fucking disgrace. The ownership is a fucking disgrace. The management style at the moment is a fucking disgrace. The players are a fucking disgrace. The only people that ain't a disgrace is the fucking people that went up there yesterday to support them, and the people that stayed to the fucking end. And that right, and I know it's the fucking first game of the season, but I think there's some people like in the fan base that I can say that are to blame. People are worried, and I'm worried, and people are going to me, how can you be so fucking negative? How can you be negative going into the season? It's the first game, for fuck's sake. Get behind it. Do you know why I can be so fucking negative? Do you know why I knew it wasn't going to be positive? Because I've seen it all before. I've seen it all before, and nothing's fucking changed. Right? So my question to the fans that are saying is, how can you be so positive when there's nothing fucking changed? It's baffling. It's baffling. We're going to get fucking pasted by Chelsea. Expect 6, to be quite honest with you. We need players in now. We need players in. And if we don't, God help us, because I can't see us getting a point before Burnley at home. And that's if we beat them. And that's saying, because the midfield is fucking disgraceful, to be quite honest with you. And the midfield that he picked, I still can't get over the Potter, the Potts thing. Still can't get over not picking Potts. After picking him all of them times in pre-season, you absolutely go with Rodriguez, who's going into a fucking transfer in it. He's going to be leaving. I can't get it. I can't understand what the fuck's going on. But there we go. You know what the fucking problem is? I'll be there next week. Somebody just said, I'll take some comments before I leave. Somebody just said, we are rotten to the core. SRB, West Ham United. We are rotten to the core. We have been a slippery slope since December 21. Look at the results. We've won a trophy since then, so I won't say that. But Brady said on TalkSport they're not quick to sack managers. No, they're not quick to sack managers. And I'm not even saying, you know, that they absolutely need to fucking sack him. But you got to start questioning what his fucking motivation is. You got to start questioning why the fuck, yeah, why the fuck you could pick the same fucking team that couldn't win a game last year, and you're still fucking picking them the season later when you've had a fucking transfer window to sort it out. You've got to start questioning it. It makes no fucking sense. I think Forest are back to sign Douglas Luiz. I know Wolfie's in the chat. I'll read your comment in a second, Wolfie. But I'm like, that's the player we need. You know, look, Nottingham Forest, a couple of years ago, we beat 4-0 at home. But the distance between the sides in terms of quality was chalk and cheese, right? Look how quickly they have surpassed us. Look how quickly they are getting into positions where they can sign players that we can only fucking dream of. They've spent 25 years outside the Premier League. Like, and fucking, do you know what? All power to Forest, but that is a fucking owner, you know, and we was all laughing at them when they signed 25, 26 players in a season. We was all saying, oh, that's not going to work. Well, they've mugged everyone fucking right off, mate. They've had an FFP fucking fine, and they're still going out and spending the fucking money. Oh, mate, it's I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't think I'll ever will understand fucking football and how the fuck you can sit there and let your team rot like that and expect you to get it. We are literally going back, you know, with the signings we've made as well. We are literally going back to that first season. Look, we come into this stadium and looking at free signings and all these fucking, you know, substantial cheaper players that are gonna that you're hoping that are gonna fucking get us to the next level. Brownie will be here. And you still got to start questioning it, like, you know, and it's always going to come back to the same question: what have we moved for? Like, we're nowhere near anyone in terms of quality. And I know Kudus had a good game yesterday, and you know, people are going to be pointing at Kudus being sold. I think Kudus should have been sold. I don't think he should have been sold to them up the road. Listen, they're getting a bit excited with themselves. If you can't beat Burnley at home, and he can't have a good performance against Burnley at home, which I think are the worst of the three relegated, the three promoted sides, when is he going to have a fucking good game? You know what I mean? Like, just chill. Someone saying we're sounding like AFTV though, lads. What do you mean? What do you mean that we're sounding like AFTV? How are we sounding like AFTV? We're pointing out the fucking facts that are in front of you. How is it like AFTV? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to sit here and fucking promote a team that are fucking basically substandard? Do you want me to sit here and say it's all going to be all right? It's all going to be okay if we don't sign anyone because you can't bear the fact that someone's going to be negative about the team and negative about the season that could be upcoming. Do you want me to do that? Because I can do that. I will, you know, but I wouldn't do that because that's not how I feel. It's not AFTV. It's West Ham fan TV. And the fact is West Ham fans think that West Ham are fucking shite at the moment. And they're right because we finished shite and we are shite now. So what do you want me to start doing? Do you want me to start telling you everything's going to be okay? Because if you want me to start telling you everything's okay, go and watch some other channel because you're not going to hear it from me. You're not going to hear it from me because it's not going to be okay. It's shite. And we expect better and we should be better. Simple as that. Like, if you think that this is AFTV because you can hear a bit of negativity, don't tell me about the negativity, tell the fucking club about it. Because I am not making it negative. And the fans that are sitting there, standing outside telling you how shit this is when we just drove 5 hours, 6 hours up to fucking Sunderland to watch that pile of shite are not negative, they're realistic. So don't tell me that we sound like AFTV. Because AFTV were moaning like this when their team were doing okay. We are in trouble. And if you want me to sit here and tell you everything's okay, fuck off and watch something else. Go and watch Sean Whetstone on his fucking podcast telling you how the ball's got it. If you want people to be positive, go and fuck off and do that. That's it. Sorry about that. But yeah, this pisses me off. You know, I've got people in my comments. You know, when I'm sitting here, you know, saying certain opinions, telling me that I'm a TalkSport pundit. I went on TalkSport once as a as a guest, and he's telling me about I've got my Talk Sport position. I've got the fuck Talk Sport. Fuck Talk Sport. Fuck the geezer that keeps on. I think his name's John Moore. Fuck the geezer that keeps on fucking disagreeing with everything I say. Yeah. Because I'm a Talk Sport pundit as much as you own McDonald's because you've had a fucking burger there once. So there we go. I'm just pissed off, mate. I'm pissed off that yeah. I don't know. There we go. We've got Julian Dixon coming up at the Brewdog if you want to come to that. That would be positive. It's going to be the night before or the night after the Wolves game. So, but there we go. That's coming up. The link is in the description there, but I think there's a couple of tickets left. If you want to subscribe. If you don't. It's not going to be fucking great this season anyway. So fucking, but I'd rather you did subscribe because although, we are a bit negative at the moment, we're trying to tell you the truth. And I'm just getting pissed off with people telling me what I should be saying and what I shouldn't be doing. But there we go. The memberships is there if you want to do that. We've just got a podcast out with Dom that had just come out last week. We'll be doing another one of them next week. We're doing one of them every week. We'll be doing post-match pint later on. So hear more of my rantings on there if you want to do that. And yeah, that's it. One thing left to say. Come on, you irons.